Hey, this is MJ, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute little shamrock appliques. This pattern has been highly requested and also can be used to attach to our little gnome hat. So just work this up in your favorite green worsted weight yarn, and you can easily swap out our festive gnome for St. Patrick's Day colors, and then you can add a little shamrock either to the end of the hat, or you can just sew on this little applique on the fold over band. You can see here I got some different sizes just by using different size hooks. So the smaller shamrock I used a 4mm, and then the larger size I used a 4.5mm. The hooks that I am using are hooks from Heart Hook Home. These are the peach rose gold hooks, and they do come with a case, and you get your sizes from 4mm up to 6mm. In today's tutorial, I'm going to work up the little bit smaller shamrock, so I'm going to work with the 4mm hook. I will be working with Herrschners Cottage cotton in today's tutorial, and I will be using the color Hilltop. The other color I used for the pattern is Silver Sage. Now this is a worsted weight number 4 yarn. It is a blend of 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. And I do find it is on the lighter side of a worsted weight. So if you're working up some shamrocks just in regular worsted weight yarn, they may come out a little bit bigger. You may want to use a larger hook size. Gauge isn't overly important with this. You can always use a smaller hook or a bit lighter weight yarn if you want smaller shamrocks. If you want them to be larger, then using a bit heavier yarn and a larger hook. I'm just going to measure these guys out for you just so you can see roughly their size. So this is about 2 1/4. And if we look at it from here down to the stem, about 2 1/2. And then the smaller is closer to 2 and maybe 2 1/4 this way. So they're just little, they're perfect for attaching to any of your projects. So I'm going to begin with a magic ring. We're going to take our 4mm hook, but you can use whichever size, and we're going to slide it through all 3 loops on our finger, pulling it through, and I'm going to start with a chain 3. I'm then going to double crochet in the ring. Next, I'm going to treble crochet, so yarn over twice. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Next, I'm going to double crochet. And then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and join that chain to the ring. We're going to do that 2 more times. So chain 3, double crochet, treble crochet, double crochet, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I just keep moving this over to give myself more space, and I'm going to slip stitch to the ring. So one more time, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to work a double crochet, a treble crochet, a double crochet, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And we'll slip stitch to the ring. Okay, so now what we want to do is close our ring. So we have our 3 leaves of our clover made. If you wanted to make a 4-leaf clover, just go ahead and crochet another one of your leaves. So what I like to do is get my work right out of the way. We're going to take our tail and start to pull it. It's only going to pull 1 loop in, so all you need to do is take that loop that started to pull, give it a tug. It's going to pull that other loop. You can do it as tight as you want, and this is going to be very secure and tight. It's not going to come loose. So then we just take our tail again. It's going to pull the other loop. So we now have, if you wanted a little tiny one, you could end it here, but we're going around for another round. So what we're going to do is find that starting chain 3, okay? We want to slip stitch into the first 2 chains of the chain 3. So 1 slip stitch, 2, and now in the 3rd chain, which will be the top, we're going to work a half double crochet. Now in the next stitch, we're going to work 2 half double crochet. In the next stitch, I'm going to work a single crochet. In the next stitch, I'm going to work 2 half double crochet. Now we're to our chain 3 in the top of the chain 3. So that first chain we come to, we're going to do a half double crochet. Then we want to come down the chain and slip stitch in the next 2. Now we're coming to our next leaf. So we're going to repeat this entire process around this leaf as well. So make sure you can see each chain. The first one's pretty small and tight. We're going to get our hook through. We're going to slip stitch to those first 2 chains. Then we're half double crocheting in the next chain. 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. A single crochet in the next. 2 half double crochet in the next. And then we come to our next chain. We are going to half double crochet in the first chain and then slip stitch into the next 2. Okay, and 1 more leaf to go. Again, you want to pull this so you can see those chains. We need to find 3. 1, 2, 3. The first one's always going to be a little tight. Slip stitch. Slip stitch into the next, half double crochet in the next. Then in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 half doubles, a single in the next, 2 half doubles in the next stitch, and now we should be coming to the last 3 chains. We're going to half double in the first and then slip stitch to the next 2. And then we need to slip stitch down into that starting slip stitch to join. Okay, so we're now joining up our piece, and then we're going to make our little stem. So I'm going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, we're going to work a slip stitch in the next. So there's 2 slip stitches, slip stitch 3, slip stitch 4, and slip stitch 5. Then what I'm going to do is fasten off with a tail. Now, if you're sewing this on a piece, fasten off with a much longer tail so that you can use the tail to sew your shamrock to whatever you're sewing it to. If you're putting it on a gnome hat or if you're sewing it onto some other project, you can just leave this tail nice and long. But what you're going to do with it to get it into position, instead of trying to slip stitch and join, we're just going to take the yarn tail, push it down through the work to basically finish joining that. Now you can see it is slightly curling. Now all I'm going to do, because I'm not using these to sew anything on, I'm just going to take my tails, give them a knot, and then I'm just going to trim them. You can weave them in really whatever method, but I am not going to be sewing this, so I am just going to trim. Okay, so now what you want to do is finger block to get your shape. Okay, you're just going to use your fingers. And then also what you can do, it is coming out pretty nice, but you can always put some weight on it and just allow it to flatten it out nicely. You could also wet block it. So you could spray it just with a little bit of a spray bottle, and you could use some pins if you're pinning it onto a little blocking mat just to fix your shape even more. Or you could even give it a little steam. But overall, it's coming out pretty nice without me having to do a whole lot of anything to it. Now, as I was showing you, this one still came out a decent size. I find sometimes when I'm filming a tutorial, I will crochet a little looser just so it's easier to see. If I were to tighten up my tension a bit, I would get a smaller. But again, the size isn't critical with this pattern. It's fun actually if you can get some different variety of sizes. Now you can always take your shamrocks and you could turn them into a little garland just with some twine and some little craft beads, which is always fun. You can get creative and really do what you want, but if you are decorating for St. Patty's Day, this would just be a fun little project to make a garland to display your little shamrocks. Another fun idea is the same as what I did for our little heart appliques. We just added some gold thread and some gold beads, and you can do that the same just off the top of your shamrock if you just want to hang them from one of your trees. I have a lot of olive trees displayed throughout my home, so it's just another fun little decorative way to celebrate the holiday. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tap the bell so that you stay updated on all my new videos and tutorials. Make sure to check the description box below the video where you'll find the links for the pattern and the supplies. Thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome day.